Hello, this is Angelia with today's wisdom. Today's wisdom comes from Dirty Little Secret by Rebekah Montgomery. And as some of you know, I used to be, I still am an ordained minister, but I used to run a ministry called Works of Heart Ministry Outreach and Education. I did that for 17 years of my life, and I loved it. I ministered to women who were survivors of abuse, molestation, and sexual assault. And so her and Linda Evans Shepherd were two of my mentors because they were women running ministries in a world where a lot of people are saying, oh no, women can't be ministers. Women can't minister. That's unbiblical. But if you go back and you look, it's not. There were women ministering, in Jesus' area. So that's where this comes from. So let's get to it. It was funny. We Americans were guests in a remote, crowded Haitian church. The congregation enthusiastically sang familiar hymns in Creole with a lively calypso beat. We clumsily tried to match their rhythm. But what was truly peculiar was the reaction of the Haitian children. They were terrified of the men in our group. "What's wrong?" I asked the interpreter. He laughed. "Haitian children think white men have big bellies because they eat little black children." Fear and or envy of one another's assets, this is the church's dirty little secret. But it is no laughing matter. As a leader, you've likely experienced it. Typical scenarios might go like these. You're involved in a church and using your God-given gifts. You support your pastor in every way. But he is terrified of you. He's afraid you devour preachers. He not only avoids you, he sabotages your efforts. Been there? Another woman envies your ministry gifts. Publicly and privately, she says derogatory things about you. Been there? Your new ministry is innovative and flourishing. A person attacks you because we've never done things that way. Been there? Sound familiar? Yes, it does. But look closer. Do you harbor fear in your heart because of the ministry of another? No. I wish we would all do it. I think everybody could learn something from everybody. Do you secretly wish your ministry was as blank, successful, famous, big, you fill in the blanks, as Beth Moore's or Kay Arthur's, etc.? Now, see, I don't know either of those, so I'm going to say no. Joyce Meyer's like the really only famous female minister that I know of. But, with that much fame comes trouble, and I know that. I know some people who have got up to the top and they have some troubles. So, personally, I'm not all about the fame. Now, if I got well known and that helped me to give my family a better life, and do things for people who needed it, yeah, I'd be all right with that. Do you fear that because God blesses someone else's ministry, there isn't any blessing left for you? And no, I've never felt that way. I know people who have acted that way, and I've kind of felt that they think that. Everything we have, talent, influence, responsibility, ministry, our very breath, our next heartbeat, are a loan from God. Because you can't take it with you. He gave them, and he can take them away anytime he wishes. I learned that the hard way when a mysterious illness deprived me of free movement in my right hand. I had finally developed motor skills one day. The same day, an hour later, I couldn't use a toothbrush. God gave. He took. Prior to that, I would have called my right hand and all of its abilities my own to control. Now I know better. They are only mine if God allows. And God allowed me to start a ministry with a handful of friends. A charity with a handful of friends. And we ran that charity, for 9 years. And we helped over 188 people. But there came a time where I wasn't able to do what needed to be done on a daily basis for it. And we couldn't find anybody qualified who was honest. And the group, another charity was supposed to take it over, and they backed out, for whatever reason. I personally have an opinion, but I won't say that. But yeah, God gives and God can take away. You know, it's like the song, to everything, turn, turn, turn. There is season, turn, turn, turn. The same goes with any of my ministry gifts and yours. Hear the word gifts. Everything you receive in this life is a gift from God. You're not entitled to it. He gave it to you. Paul recognized this too. In his day, some preached the gospel because they wanted to be influential. Some preached to cause trouble for him. Paul didn't care why they preached, as long as the gospel was being shared. Because of him, the message was more important than any messenger, including himself. And that's some truth. And the message is Jesus. It's not about us, it's about him. Jesus told us we are to take up our cross, be willing to sacrifice our very lives, and follow him. That leaves no room for fear or envy or jealousy. When a leader is willing to be awakened in the night by the Spirit to pray for those she leads, she is at a place where the Spirit can bless her ministry. When she's willing to be taught personally by the Spirit for the purpose of encouraging others, not out of rivalry, her ministry is ready to be blessed. Think about it. Please like and share so we can spread this wisdom around the world. If you want to help me out, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to help me out even more, go on my Patreon page and become a patron. That's all for now. Thanks. Bye.